Okay, so let's talk about hot and cold, why we get hot and cold, and how we're saturating our mind, our subconscious mind, with the news story, okay? So we're going to use this cup, this little Costa cup that my daughter took from Costa today, okay? And we're going to use these beads, okay? So we've got these greeny coloured beads, which are going to just go in the pot. I'm not going to put them all in there because these are my daughter's beads and I don't really want to mix them all up. But we're going to put loads of green, there's a bit of chocolate in there, green beads in here, okay? So green beads represent the old story. Pink beads represent the new story. So when we put the pink beads in here, let's imagine this is full of green, okay? You put the new story in, the new story in, the new story in. As you fill this cup with pink beads, the greeny turquoisey beads are gonna come up and overflow the cup. So this is what I refer to when your reality is showing you things you don't want. That's just the overspill of the old story. That's when most people give up and they think, oh my god, it's not working because the old stuff's happening, the opposite's happening. So what do they end up doing? They start thinking shitty thoughts again and filling their brain up again with the green beads, when really what they should be doing is continuing to persist the news story, because eventually the more pink beads you put in there is going to push the green beads out, overflow, and then it's going to be full of pink beads, aka new story, right? So remember that when you notice you've been doing the work and then the 3D is showing you the opposite, that's just the overspill from this cup. That's just the overspill. You've got to keep going because you're filling your cup up with the new story, the pink beads, so much that it's pushing the old story out and then the old story will disappear. But like I just said, most of you, when the old story plays in front of you, you go, oh my god, and then you think I'm doing something wrong, I need to pick some new affirmations, and then you start thinking shitty thoughts again and you dwell and you panic and you worry, and then you're just filling your brain with more green beads. These beads are not easy to grab, right? And then what do we have? We have a mixture of pink and green beads. Hot and cold. New story, old story, new story, old story, new story, old story. We want to fill this with pink beads. So this is why we say persist even despite circumstances that are going on in your 3D. That's just the green beads overflowing out of the cup because you push them out, because you're pushing your new story in your brain. The old story and the old thoughts come out. Let them just do whatever they're doing. Don't react to them. Don't give them any power. They're just there, dissolving, disappearing, floating away. And you are going to continue to fill your cup with the new story, the pink beads. Now I've got to go through these beads and organise them back into the right colours. But, oh, pink. That's just a visual explanation as to why we sometimes get hot and cold. Or why we sometimes get remnants of the old story. Because hot and cold actually is more you're thinking hot and cold thoughts. Which does tie into this, because when things start going wrong, when you assume they're going wrong, that's when you start thinking shitty thoughts again, aka hot and cold. You've been thinking the new thoughts, then you see something in your 3D you don't like, and then you start thinking the old thoughts again. So hot and cold. So you're putting yourself in this cycle. What's that smell? Oh, I'm cooking broccoli. I was wondering what that smell was. I've got coaching in 10 minutes, so I need to go and get the broccoli off and get ready for coaching. So yeah, I hope that explanation helped somebody.